What's up, everybody? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, and with me, as always, is the lovely
Tiff-tastic.
And of course, back here we got
Isaac Juan Kenobi.
And it is that time. It is time to once again review the Flash episode of the week. Of course, we just got done with our We Watch the Flash live segment with you guys, where we actually watch the Flash live with you, and you're welcome to join us for that each and every week. You can watch the Flash right along with us, and so we comment on it as we watch it, and just react to it as it happens, and that's a fun time. I enjoy that with our subscribers, and then also with this segment though, we review the episode, give our thoughts and opinions about the episode, and then ultimately after that we do a segment called Talk Nerdy to Me, where we talk about all things nerd in the news, and there's been a lot of things this week, nerd wise, a lot of nerd stuff in the news. So we're gonna jump right in. Obviously, we're all Flash decked out and ready to go for the return of the Flash this week.
I was wearing my Star Lab shirt to school
Looking
today.
very
What's up, Caleb? I am
Looking
so
very
glad you're able to join us
flashy.
for the Caleb's in the
That's awesome
in the stream.
stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think streams are always so much better with Caleb in them.
Yes.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's discuss this episode. Holy cow. So the beginning of this episode was getting on my last nerve. I'm gonna admit, it was. Nora was just really, man. There are times where I just really hate her character. And then there are times where,
Caleb said my character died, so...
aw, sorry, buddy. Caleb was playing D&D, so he wasn't able to join us for the live stream of the show. But I'm sorry that your character died, but I'm glad that you're here with us. So the opening of this episode definitely was frustrating me in ways, just because Nora, just the way that she handles things sometimes, and
It shows her age.
yeah, it's just like it's almost cringeworthy the way that.
Welcome back, NC Trolling.
What's up, NC Trolling? Good to have you with us. It's just cringeworthy sometimes the way that she deals with stuff, and the way she's really trying to push everybody in a certain way, and that like nobody questions her on that.
Yes.
That's, I think, probably the most annoying part of it, is that nobody questions her on that so far, and except for Sherlock. And when Sherlock questions her,
But did you see the look that he gave her before the other
Before Cecile.
Yeah.
yeah, I did. Yeah, I
Started
did.
questioning her. And
I liked Enosh's idea, though, that
And see, it was good trolling.
it was one of those things, though, that I think that it could have worked out cool if he would have said what he was thinking, and Cecile heard it and was like, wait a
Yes.
minute, what are you doing? This is what he found out from your journal. Like, that would have been a cool, like, third person kind of fight
Yes, it would have.
had Grace not come in.
Oh, that would have been so good. You know how good that would have been if they had actually done that, but they didn't. They didn't do that, but it would have been really good, anyways. Also, let's talk about Cecile, since you brought up Cecile.
I've liked her the past few weeks, like the past few episodes.
Mhm.
It was like since Joe's come back, it's like she started to slowly go down a little bit.
See, I'm still okay with her, but I think that it's lifelike in the fact that if my husband just went away for 3 months, there would be a time period that they would, especially not only do they work together, they'd have to find a way to fit back together with the way that they've been apart, used to being apart for doing things for so long.
Yeah, I just didn't like how she reacted to Joe with the whole interrogation thing, right? So we'll get to that in a minute, NC Trolling. So I didn't like I don't like her reaction to Joe, that like they're gonna go in, they're gonna work together. If you go in and you work together, you're supposed to go and work together, and she's just like, messing. It's like,
Because it shows that she doesn't know what she's doing, and it took the end of the show for Barry to even say, look, you guys gotta let her do what she does, you do what you do,
Yeah.
and that's what's gonna make you stronger.
exactly. But she was just like completely just going about it the wrong way,
Yeah.
and it was almost hard to watch. Like the way that she did that, the way she kind of telegraphed that. Caleb says, what I hear, Cecile and Joe may not return next season, at least as regulars. I know it seems to be that, NC Trolling, you mentioned Cisco leaving. There's talk that Killer Frost may leave, and now there's talk. I've heard the same thing that Cecile and Joe may leave. It's almost like a mass exodus from the show. If that happens,
Caleb said, "What I hear, Cecile and Joe may not return next season, at least as regulars. The guy who plays Joe is afraid of injuring his back again, so he's pretty much going down to recurring next season."
seeing
And
that,
Skyfrost says, "Hey, next episode is crazy."
yeah. So it concerns me with all these people.
They said that Killer Frost leaving is a rumor.
Yeah, I know it is a rumor, Skyfrost, but it is still a rumor that's out there, and that concerns me. Where you got all this talk of people leaving. I really hope that we don't end up seeing everybody
I would
leaving
think that she'd want to
as
stay
a
with the
mass
fact that she's
exodus.
really delving into like the director's side of the episodes and stuff too. So hopefully that'll keep her around.
Yeah, I hope so. I really do. I really hope so, because they've taken a long time to build up this team, and especially with Arrow going away.
Yeah.
Next season.
After episode 10, they need the Flash to be strong and to move
Yeah.
forward. And so, unless you're going to introduce like a whole new slew of shows, which they could do, but I don't think that that's a smart thing to
No.
do. But
Strengthen what you got.
if people are just wanting to leave, they just may not even have a choice. If people just want to exit the shows.
And are they going to find other people to replace them? Would they need that? Can they find someone that can fill those shoes?
Yeah. So, like I said, Cecile kind of got on my nerves a little bit there for a while with the way that they were handling that. I thought overall the episode, like, when the episode kicked into gear,
It was
really, really good.
Yeah.
It was a slow start. It was like really good at first, and then it kind of hit this kind of jog where it was
like
just
a plateau.
Yeah, where it just kind of plateaued for about a good 15 minutes, and there wasn't much going on, and it was just kind of blah. And then all of a sudden it kicked in, and everything started happening, and they started figuring stuff out, and and Joe and Cecile started working well together, and I did like how they ended up working together.
to get the doctor to talk.
Yeah, to get the doctor to talk and to get that done. So that was all good stuff. I so now cannot wait till next week's episode. If they're finally going to reveal what Nora's been doing with Reverse Flash.
And how much is Sherlock going to come into play? Like, I told you before she says it, maybe?
Where's Ralph been?
I know.
Yeah. I don't think about that.
He said maybe they could bump up Ralph,
Yeah.
prep him for a spinoff. Hopefully Caitlin is staying.
Yeah.
And maybe bring on Thawne as a regular, similar to what Arrow did with Malcolm in season 5.
But see, I heard talk. There's even rumors now, though, that what's his name is wanting to leave. The guy who plays Wells,
Tom Cavanaugh?
Tom Cavanaugh. That Tom Cavanaugh is possibly wanting to leave the show as well. So there's all these rumors out there, and hopefully they're just rumors because rumors get started like that and they just go flying. But seriously, like there's rumors about most of the cast right now wanting to leave.
A lot of rumors about the Arrowverse lately.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Some canceling and some not might be canceling, and then one of them gets confirmed, but the other one gets declined.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that ends up playing out and who stays and who does go in the end.
Bet you Nora's going.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nora's gonna go because they keep talking about, oh well, we only have so much time left, whatever. If Nora doesn't go, I think what we'll see is we'll actually see her brother, Don, and her. That she'll turn into Dawn.
Caleb says
And
that
they'll have that connection that like she won't be Nora anymore. They'll like it'll kind of be like Terminator 3 when Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator came back and it wasn't really the Terminator that we knew from Terminator 2. I have a feeling that might be what we see. What did
or
Caleb say?
like in the multiverse when he went back in time and switched everything, and that guy's son went to a daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, like after Flashpoint and Diggle.
Flashpoint.
Diggle had a daughter before Flashpoint, and then after Flashpoint.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be the type of thing we see play out with this. Is that now all of a sudden they realize they have the Tornado twins. Things are the way that they're supposed to be, and we lose Nora as we knew her, but we gained maybe the same actress, but with her brother.
Yeah.
What did Caleb say?
He said, I meant the other actor, but yeah, Kavanaugh wants to go behind the camera full time.
Yeah. So
I like the other guys, Thawne also, especially after him on Legends.
Yeah, he grew on me more because he went on Legends. I think that's the reason that I ended up liking him more than just having him as little bits and pieces on Flash when he went on to Legends. And when we saw him grow there, I think that's what made me like him if they were to bring him back.
Yeah, but I feel like if we wouldn't have gotten him on Legends, I feel like I would have liked Tom Cavanaugh's version better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And C. Trillian says, I'm still here just playing Fortnite.
Yeah,
solo win.
so the episode really kicks in. Did you guys, what did you guys think about how they kept making a big deal about Barry's monologues to villains?
Yeah, I feel like that's one thing that you always get with heroes. Is like before like the final fight, like the hero always has like this monologue that he
always
says
has
to the
a
villain.
quip or something. And
Yeah.
But the fact that she was saying that, I think me personally, the reason I think that Nora, it wasn't so maybe even so much in what she was saying, but she kept saying, no, he was supposed to take him down. And I think she was putting all of that into what he was saying to him is what made him come over to the side to get the cure to, to try to...
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily, oh, you have to have this awesome quip. She was kept going in like, okay, this one didn't work, and that's why she kept listening to it, thinking there had to have been something that he said that made him come back over to this side so that we could get him to get the
I
cure.
just thought, what did it seem almost, it was almost to me, almost fourth wall breaking.
Yeah.
To like acknowledge the fact that he has these monologues with
Yeah.
each and every villain. That it's like, oh, remember what he said to this villain to bring him over? Remember what he said to this villain to bring him over? Like that was the main thing that brought Barry, it brought these villains over and stuff, and not the fact that like you had these whole story arcs that did that. That things happen, and yes, Barry would end up saying something to them, but still yet.
Caleb says, I've loved Matt Lesher ever since the Flashpoint episode.
I know you do, man.
He's older, more mature, very Eobard Wells-esque.
Yeah.
And then Flash 65 said, can't they just inject Dwyer's niece with the cure and the older one won't have the powers?
So that may end up being what the
consensus comes down to.
What the finale is, but but that may be harder said or easier said than done. Because it seems like they should have gone after her first.
Yeah.
Like
My question is, now that she has Dwyer, he has the cure now. He still has the ice in there, so she's got to find a way to sew him up. He had all that anger before he went under. I mean, so much so that Cecile had to leave the room. She said the anger was so much she couldn't stay there.
And he's still in that
state. And he is in that comatose state, but is he still going to have that anger? What's he going to do when he finds that his older niece has the cut here because they never took it out? He no longer has powers. Is he still going to have that anger?
I have this feeling that he's going to end up, that Dwyer's going to end up sacrificing himself.
Yeah.
For the better of
because
her.
He can't keep on going.
Yeah.
Right. And they already said that like they were going to send him to jail. Joe already said that like that once he came out of it that he was going to jail.
Oh yeah, especially with how many metas he's killed.
Yeah. So my feeling is that because it's his niece, he's going to do something to either take her down.
She's like Cicada 2.0.
Well, yeah, and so I have a feeling that Dwyer is going to see Dwyer's going to see that basically what he did in setting an example for her set her off to put her on this life of whatever she's doing now and being evil. And I think that he's going to see the error of his ways and see that the only way to stop her is to basically stop her, bring her down, and they're probably going to both die. He's going to probably take her down in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, like what the doctor said is once he kills all the metas, he's going to have to do what, like if you basically execute the last thing that he has to do is he's not going to come back from it, which would be taking out Grace.
But that's the thing that you could see the fight in him when Barry, before Barry took his mask off to say, look, I'm a father too, I know what you're going through, was the fact that he said, not when he finally found the truth, by the way, your niece has, the dark matter in her head, she's a meta now, so technically are you going to kill her? And that fight of, no, I would never do that, but okay, so then what are you doing then?
Yeah.
If this is all because of, and now you know that so I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
So what did Caleb say there?
Caleb said that his first appearance on Flash and his appearance on Legends was very Flash fanboy villain, but ever since Flashpoint, he's been more mature, more calculating, which I agree with because he was almost creepy on Legends because he was so reverse Flashy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple of questions to answer here. First of all, to I believe it's Justin, the Spider-Man fan, Anakin Skywalker guy, lightsaber dude, as I like to call him. I do have a Twitter. It is Enosh Fett.
And there's also a Poindexter Lounge.
Yep, and most of our videos, all of those are in the description. All of our Instagram, Twitter handles, all that stuff is in the description. But we have a Poindexter Lounge Twitter, which is at Poindexter Lounge, but it's with just an X in the middle, no EX, because Twitter won't give us one more letter. So.
Muay Thai Jedi 86 said, guys, are they canceling Arrow or is Stephen Amell leaving or maybe both? I'm a little slow these days. Sorry.
So Steve Amell is leaving the show, and the show is ending after
10 episodes.
10 episodes.
Yeah, so
Jeff.
it's like
season
a
8.
half season thing like Gotham.
What's up, Jeff? Good to see you. And I think
He actually made a video announcement and he was very emotional, very heartfelt and warming, pretty much saying that, it's because of this that I am where I am in my career, why I've gotten things to be able to go and throw a baseball around with my favorite teams and all these great things that he's been able to do.
Being Ninja Turtles. And...
Exactly, but with them, filming in Vancouver, he said now that he's married, he has a child. It's like he needs to take that next step. But he said as much as he needs to do that for him and his family, to say goodbye to Arrow is also just as hard for him. So he was very emotional in doing it. But I'm sure you can find that video as well.
yeah.
But he said that he wanted to be able to leave the way he started, which was strong, and so that he's kind of leaving on his own terms, which is good.
Soy-based Jeremy, I'm sorry, I just noticed that you said bye, so I'm guessing that you gotta head out. So good to see you tonight, man. Always good to see you. Always glad to
He
have
said
you
back
around.
to the High Council.
Back to the High Council. Well, it's always good to have you here, man. It's always good to have you here with us. Yeah. So.
I still think it's interesting how Stephen Amell memorizes the script.
Yeah,
Or is he back?
really he is.
That was quick.
Is
That's the High
I was
Council.
listening to Michael
stands for something.
Rosenbaum's podcast, the episode that he had with Stephen Amell, and basically what Stephen Amell said is I think by the time that he recorded it, they were at season 6, I think.
Yes.
Or they just finished season 6
Yes.
by the time he taped it with Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah.
And he said since he's been playing Oliver for so long, he only reads the script 3 times, and he pretty much memorizes everything else that Oliver is going to say. Because he's played him for so long.
Wow.
And he already knows what
Most
Oliver's
impressive.
going to say.
Interesting. That's interesting.
And
But that's going to shake up the whole universe.
It is.
That's really going to shake up the whole
They
universe.
said it's no longer to be called the Arrowverse after
Yeah, it's
that.
going to be called The Verse.
The verse.
It's just like, they've been calling it the Arrowverse since Flash started.
Yeah, I don't think that's important, but apparently they do. So.
Yeah. We've been used to calling it the Arrowverse for the
I
past
know.
7 years.
I'm still gonna call it the Arrowverse.
Me
So
too.
yeah, me too. But everybody else will too.
It's like Niagara Falls here in the United States. It's like they have the Maid of the Mist was the name of the boat that would go up to the falls. Now they call it the something Hornblowers, whatever. I'm like, nope, still the Maid of the Mist to me. I don't care.
Yeah.
But then so Barry reveals himself
Yep.
to Cicada. Totally caught me off guard.
Me too.
Totally caught me off guard.
Mm-hmm.
I was not
I was like-
expecting that.
I was
For
like,
who?
no, he's not going to show.
For Barry to reveal himself to Cicada.
See, I was telling you guys during the episode, in my head, I was thinking, you know what? He's probably gonna reveal himself to show the dad side.
Really?
But I didn't say it because you guys always joke with me or make fun of me if I'm off or oh that's not gonna happen. Oh look it happened. Like I didn't want to say it out loud, but a part of me thought, how do you appeal to the dad side to get him? Whip off my mask and be like, look, I'm a dad too, so I thought that was interesting that he actually did, but that's what made him come over to say, you know what, fine, I'll take the cure and I want the doctor, I want this, and if not, then I'm gonna kill each and every one of you, and I'm gonna say every word very slowly.
Yeah, exactly. In 2 to 3 syllables. I thought the line about asking if it was tested, if they had human testing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That was
funny.
shark tested, but that's a whole different story.
That was funny.
Giant shark tested.
And so then at the end, Mrs. Cicada shows up.
Yeah.
Miss
Lady
Cicada shows Lady Cicada.
And one thing I was saying during the break is it's like, she almost effortlessly took them all down.
I know.
She had 2 daggers.
Yeah. And then took...
His.
What's his name?
Dwyer.
Orland Dwyer.
Yeah.
She took Dwyer's at the end.
To use it to kill the doctor.
Well, the ones that she had, I think you're right. I think those are
Yeah.
more meta tech.
But
Yeah,
she
'cause-
went like
'cause they
this,
looked
and
like
it
it
put
was
that
dark
thing
matter.
around them to hold them up against a wall.
Yeah. So yeah, she also has different powers than.
Yeah, so
Orphan.
she definitely has different powers because she had that power that was like, yeah, able to.
She only has to use her hands, and I don't know what it is that comes out, but it's
Something
very
different.
similar.
Caleb said, I heard that they may be doing a future-based spinoff, which will be Young Justice-esque, Nora, William, Maya, Zoe, etc. in the future on a Young Justice League.
Zoe's from Arrow.
And Soy-based Jeremy said, it was frightening and scary. The High Council is ran by a former DC worker. He speaks out against the comic industry now and how they treated Stan Lee since he also worked for Marvel. And then the Flash 65 said Dwyer's niece was in her own mind when Nora went in.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think you're falling asleep on the air.
No. I'm
That's
just
the
thinking.
thing of it.
I'm just thinking. Because I don't know. I thought that with his niece now being Cicada, how is all that going to work? How are they going to take her down when like you said, she effortlessly just like
Took all of them down.
took all of them
And
down?
just destroyed the main part of Star Labs. The
Who-
TV, the computers, the pipes at the top, all the glass was shattered.
Yeah.
Muay Thai Jedi said, dang it, I actually met Manu Bennett, Deathstroke from Arrow, in Copenhagen Comic Con last year. So starstruck. But he was such a cool person in real life, hoping to see Steven someday. Fun fact, he was at our Comic Con last year. We were ready to go get in line, but he was so busy the entire day.
We're 5 feet from him.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there was such like a 3-hour wait that it's like when we're gonna spend money to go to Comic Con and meet people and do the things that we're gonna do there, we just couldn't give that much time to stand in line. But it was something that we were frustrated about because we struggled with it because we really wanted to
Well, I'm really glad we didn't get in that line because there was a lot of people who got in that line. You know, usually if you're in a line, you're in the line, right? And they let it go. Yeah, Steven. They let it go until that, they cut it off at a certain point and just go, you can't get in the line now.
But at least these people get to meet him.
Yeah. They let everybody in that line, and people had waited in that line for quite a while and never got to meet Steven. And so
That would make me livid because we
Especially
plan
with
we plan our Comic Con time around who we're gonna meet at what time sometimes because we go to the panels.
Yep.
When we met,
We planned it out first, like, okay, we're gonna meet these people and maybe find out where their booths
well,
are.
like for instance, when we met Tom Welling, we didn't think we were gonna be able to get a picture with him at his booth, so we actually set up a time to go back to have the professional picture done. Which for him, I'm glad that we actually did.
Yeah, me too.
But that has to be planned throughout your day. So
Yeah.
if we would have done
So,
that, and not met him,
I
that
would have
would have
been
made me
so
mad.
ticked when because we decided not to spend the time waiting for him, and then a few minutes later we were someplace else, and then all of a sudden here comes Stephen and Mel walking by, and we're like, they didn't get through that whole line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And that's how we got to see him.
Yeah.
Was walking away from everybody.
so it is what it is. So now we got Lady Cicada coming out. Grace. So we got her. We've got Tom Cavanaugh's Reverse Flash going to be revealing himself through
He has
Nora
18 minutes left in whatever that means in his cell.
next
They
week.
show that
Which
the
in the
beginning.
trailer it looked like it went down to 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the trailer
So-
for next week.
So holy crap, there's a lot going on here in the last few episodes. Plus, this is all setting up for episode 18,
Yep.
which will feature Godspeed and is called Godspeed.
And it's also going to probably most likely be when we have to wait 2 freaking weeks to find out what happens.
Yep.
It's gonna be a rough month, I'll tell you right now. I think the Legends cancellation rumors might be true. I
given
do
the
too,
season is
Caleb.
as the least watched season, there was about 200,000 drop in viewership from the finale to the premiere, the lowest ever.
I agree with you, Caleb. You know what? It's a great premise,
Yeah.
and they've done a lot to expand the universe on TV. But as far as being its own show, I don't know that it's needed to be its own show.
I
But
enjoyed it so far, but like at the beginning, I didn't see it being like one of those 10-season shows. I expected it to be maybe like half of it, maybe at most.
yeah, well, and so
Thomas Dang said, does your Nintendo Switch have any problems lately, Isaac?
No, I've had a few games crash here and there, like RBI Baseball, but those were patched later because that was the game company's fault. But I haven't had any problems with the system, just the games sometimes.
yeah, well, go back to the Godspeed thing. I mean, Godspeed is one of those characters that you may think wouldn't come in till later on in there, but if they really need to expand the universe quickly, you got to remember too, Godspeed's alter ego is his secret identity or whatever is actually Barry's best friend in the comics. So
Yeah.
if Cisco is leaving, that is going to be a role that is empty as far as being a friend to Barry.
So he's gonna need to find a new bestie.
And so usually, you know,
Just be best friends with Dimney.
there you go. Usually Godspeed is trying to kill off speedsters, and so if that's the case, like, why is he there? What is he doing? And it's pretty obvious, I think, now at this point that he's the thing that's trying to break through that Reverse Flash was talking about to Nora at the beginning of the episode. That he said something is trying, or someone is trying to break through.
It says it
someone
means
bigger.
that something. Well, it also said that this means that something's trying to change, which was foreshadowing for this episode because they thought it was within Cicada,
Yeah.
not knowing that when Cicada got his powers taken away, in comes Grace.
Yep.
With a vengeance to try to get him. But she said at the end of the episode, when they were in that secret hideaway, "I've missed you, Uncle Orlin."
Yeah.
So what happened in her timeline after he lost his powers? Did he die because of that? Did he go into jail like Joe said?
But great ending. Great
Yes.
ending. Had we literally were on the edge of our seats waiting for something because we knew something was going to happen.
We had that fluttery feeling like something's gonna happen.
And it did, and so it was very satisfying, and it definitely made us like cannot.
And it
wait
makes me
until next
excited
week.
that we don't have the 2-week break now. That we
Yes.
actually get
Oh,
to see
yeah.
it next
Especially
week.
for next week's episode.
Oh, I
I'm glad
know.
have a 2-week break.
Yeah, to do the reveal.
We may need.
I'd honestly I'd honestly be better with the Godspeed break instead of the
Yes.
Nora telling them break.
That's true.
Yeah,
Because I think we may have to wear "Oops, I Crap My Pants" because
maybe.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to make it through that episode without peeing our pants.
So Tiff,
Yes.
overall,
Mm-hmm.
1 through 10, what would you give this episode?
8.5.
8.5. That's a good solid number there.
Yep.
Why not higher?
I'm not as frustrated as you are about the Nora and the Cecile things, but they were a couple of the things that kind of brought it down a little bit. But I do I like the excitement of the episode. I like, I love the way that they're advancing the storyline. I love the way that Sherlock is onto her. He's constantly translating her journal. And he's saying things to her that she either is or is not catching, where because he was in the episode and he said, "Time is malleable."
Yeah.
No
According
one
to
else
journal.
got that, but he said it in front of her.
Yes, he did.
And so it's like those little things there, but I also loved, that Joe's back, and I just love the talks with Barry, and the thing with Nora and the mom and trying to get things off her list as a mom. It's like, I would feel the same way. I don't know how long I have with you, and it's going to be decades before I see you like this again. I want to get some of these things knocked off my to-do list, my bucket list.
Yeah.
So, because what if it's a different you? What if it,
Yeah.
So I loved those parts of the episode. Small couple little things here, but not something that took away, I can't wait till next week. I love Tuesdays.
That's
I
an
have-
8.5 for Tiff.
I love it.
Isaac, what do you give it this episode?
I'd go a little bit higher and say a 9 out of 10.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, I would say I really liked it.
explain.
It was definitely a little bit fast. It was a little bit faster paced than last week's.
Yes.
It definitely was, yes.
But it still had those slow parts, like you said earlier. And one thing that you pointed out when they fought Cicada the first time is it's why don't they all fight him at the same time?
Yeah.
Like when the Grace version of Cicada showed up,
They all showed
they
up.
all went to go fight her.
And they
It's
still
it's
lost.
things
Because
like
she was
that.
another kind of beast.
Yeah, well, it's things like that where it's
What's up with
you
those
have them all
Zod
fight.
rings that she was holding them up with?
Yeah, but other than that, I really liked the rest of the episode.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go the opposite way, and I'm going to give it an 8.
Jeff
Just-
Borowski gave it an 8.95 out of 10.
8.95! She didn't she stuck the landing, but started off kind of hard. So I'm going to give it an 8 because I felt like the beginning was very disjointed. and all over the place and frustrating. And I didn't like the acting between Nora.
First time, no, Iris didn't drive him nuts. It was the other two girls.
Yeah, between Nora and Cecile, I really felt that that it didn't open up well for me. Even though there were things that were going on that were good, there was a lot of distracting things. And then like you said, we were also talking about the fact that, like, why aren't they all fighting him? Like, what is that you got to take them on one-on-one? It's like that happens a lot in superhero shows and in just shows in general. It's like, we're gonna take him together. No, I gotta take him. What is that from? There's something
for
where
the girl power part of me, though, I really did like the fact that she's like, "What? You don't have one of these?" Then jumped back through the breach. I thought that was cool.
What? It's either a TV show or a movie where they go, okay, we're gonna take them all together, and one person goes, I'm gonna take him down now, and goes after him. And that's what it reminded me of, is that they just.
Skyfrost says, "Just say it, Enosh."
No. Season 5 has been really good.
Yeah.
There's been some things. It hasn't been perfect.
Yeah.
I mean,
perfect season.
Because even with this, I still give this an 8. Because I still felt that it was a good episode.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it kicked in at the end, and the stories had progressed really well. There's only been one episode this season so far that we just didn't like.
Week.
Yeah,
That we just didn't like. So I've thought that the season as a whole has been one of the strongest, actually. And we talked about that, like especially the first 10 to 12 episodes were just like boom,
Same.
boom, 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 boom. Great things happening every week. Something great was happening. And and even this week, something really great happened. And it looks like next week something great's going to happen. And then the week after that, we get Godspeed. So we're kind of like on this, again, this momentum, right? So I definitely wouldn't say that this season's trash. Season 4 was harder for me than this season, definitely. Season 4 was hard to get through.
Caleb said something that makes sense, too.
Yes.
He says, I really hope the Arrowverse continues, with Arrow ending, Flash probably losing a lot of their cast, Legends potential cancellation, and all the political controversy around Supergirl. I'm scared.
Yeah. Well, let's just go ahead and move right into our Talk Nerdy to Me segment then.
We all gave it our numbers.
Yeah, we all gave it our
Okay.
numbers. Thank you all for that. So let's talk about Arrowverse.
Yeah.
I am frustrated
Thomas thinks
because
that Batwoman is coming.
I'm really hoping Batwoman is good. I'm really hoping Batwoman is good because I really want it to be good. My concern, I don't want it to turn into Supergirl 2.0. Like man.
Muay Jedi also said, Caleb, once they release the DCU streaming service to the rest of the world, things will start to happen. I hope I'm right.
Yeah.
Thomas thinks that I hope not.
So the thing is that I feel that there's got to be some new shows that are interjected, and and that's what they're saying, is that they're going to interject some new shows. I think right now, if ever, it's a possibility that we get a Superman show.
Yeah.
As with Tyler Hoechlin?
With Tyler Hoechlin.
Would you be okay with that?
I would be okay with that.
If it's done right.
If it's done right, I would definitely be okay with that.
Skyfrost and Green Lantern should be a show.
How do you do Green Lantern as a TV show, though? That's the problem with.
Started off by saying the oath.
That's the intro.
Tiffany, just practical as ever.
Darkest day and blackest night.
Tiffany is practical as ever. Well, you started off with saying the oath.
That's the intro to every episode. So by the end of the series, you've memorized it word by word.
I am the Green Lantern, right? So I think
Not Parallaxy though.
no. So here's the thing, and let's talk about this. So, and I know that some of you, including Caleb, you've messaged me and you've commented this week about John Cryer as Lex Luthor and how you like him. So we were talking about this between the two segments, between the episode during the break. Isaac and I were talking about this, and so I'm just going to go on record as saying this. I think what John Cryer says in that trailer is great. The whole ending line where he goes, Superman made, when the judge asks him, what do you have to say for yourself? And he says, Superman made me do it. That's awesome. when his plot is to make a red sun, and he says that the world's gonna thank him, and then he starts going on about Superman, how like Lex was supposed to be the man of tomorrow, not Superman. All that was awesome. Problem is, it's being
Sounds
delivered.
like Luke from Tashi Station.
It's being delivered by John Cryer, and John Cryer, I'm sorry, he's not, to me anyways, he's just not that menacing. He's just not what Lex Luthor is. He doesn't
Not
have the
Lex
physical. There's the one scene like, because even with him when he was sitting down, I felt that there were times where like, okay, all right, this could work. But then when it showed the one part of him, he's in a suit and he's like walking, like you can tell that he's a little man and that he doesn't have the physical.
He doesn't have
presence.
the Lex Luthor swagger.
He doesn't have the physical presence to be Lex Luthor. I love so far seeing all of the comments and the things that he says in the episode. I think that the writing actually may be good. Oh no, Caleb, plug it in, buddy. Plug it in. Don't go, Caleb.
I'm dying.
Come on, Caleb. We're talking about this, man. Find a way. Find a way. So I think all those things are great, but it's him. It's him, and I don't.
Because you liked him on 2.5 Men because of who he was and what he played.
But I
he
think
is not Lex Luthor.
But I will say this: I think that if this does well, we very well may get that Superman TV show because they're bringing Tyler back for this, which is pretty quick because they're bringing him back from Argo City.
Yeah,
When he just left.
Yeah, when he left at the end of Elseworlds.
Skyfrost said rumors say John Diggle will go to Flash to replace Cisco.
Yeah, I think that we're going to probably see some of the Arrowverse people.
Because Diggle's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think we will see some of. I think we will see some of those Arrow characters come on over.
I hope that the ones that aren't done, I hope they go to Flash or go to Batwoman.
Now, do you think if they do end up having a Superman show with Tyler Hoechlin, would they take John Cryer as Lex to his show?
I think so. Yeah.
So then you would not watch.
Thanks, Skyfrost. Appreciate you. Yeah, I definitely think that we will get. That's kind of my feeling is that they will make a Superman show and that John Cryer will play Lex Luthor
and then you will
on that
not
show.
watch that show.
No, I will watch that show. I will watch that show. I will watch that show because I'm not as angry about it as I was when I first saw it because at least the writing's good, but
it's a delivery.
It's who's delivering it. It's not any more than anything. It's who's delivering it. I just don't see it
because
still.
if you had Michael Rosenbaum saying it, it would be yay.
But my problem is though and Tiff, you can attest to it. I have not continued to watch Supergirl, so I feel like now. I feel like now I'm not going to see the Lex Luthor episode right away when it comes out. I'm wondering if I can just skip to it and just watch just to see his performance. But I feel like I'm going to miss out because we've got probably like 7 episodes of Supergirl that we haven't watched.
Because you don't want to watch it.
That we haven't watched because I am so sick of Supergirl. I needed the break. I'm going to try to go back into it and jump back into it, but it's like I needed the break because it became such.
Skyfrost said, "Would you like Jason Statham to play with Lex Luthor?"
So here's the thing.
As long as it's not I Am Groot.
Tiffany, how do I feel about Jason Statham?
I don't know who that is.
He's
in Meg.
He
was the guy in Meg.
I didn't see Meg.
You didn't see?
No.
You didn't see Meg with us?
No.
Hold on a second. We're gonna have a family conversation right now. I could have swore you saw Meg with us.
No, we took Landon, but we never. The other 2 kids were with their dads.
Yeah.
Really?
And then we had the chance to drive in, but we chose
the different movie.
Yeah, the different movies.
Well, I'm sorry. We have to rectify that. You have to see Meg because that's a good movie.
Meg.
But okay, so Jason
you're
Statham though is the guy who plays the main character in that.
He's also in the Transporter. He's in all these different.
Yeah. So I would say this: I'm not a big Jason Statham fan.
But you would like him over John Cryer.
But I think Jason Statham might actually be able to do a good
He
job.
already has the bald head.
I think that actually.
And the kick-buttedness.
Skyfrost, you may have been on to something right there. I think that the Jason Statham, because he has the physical presence, right? He has the physical command that he can match. Well, Billy Zane, look, Muay Thai Jedi. Billy Zane, I've always said would be would be a phenomenal
Yeah,
he's
pick
good in
for
anything
Lex
I've seen.
Luthor. But for some reason they haven't cast him in that. And I don't know. Yay! Caleb's back! Yay! He got
it's like that
power.
commercial where they're like going through, like, I'm dying.
Misa back!
Nice.
Yeah, I looked
Misa
around.
found the power.
He hasn't been in anything that I've seen.
Yeah, so
Titanic.
Caleb, we were just talking about
What's
the
your
possibility of Jason Statham or
Yeah,
Billy
maybe
Zane
we can-
playing Lex Luthor. And I like both of those choices a lot, actually. And I'm surprised actually about the Billy Zane, or not the Billy Zane, but the Jason Statham thing, because I haven't been traditionally a Jason Statham fan of
I think
any
Mark
kind.
Strong will be good as a
The Rock. No, no,
Yeah,
no,
you
no,
lost
no.
him. He doesn't like The Rock like we do.
And I'll tell you who else definitely not is Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel needs to stay away.
Vin Diesel.
Well, see, Vin Diesel is actually more the animated style Lex, more so than The Rock.
Skyfrost says The Rock is too tan.
Yeah, Vin Diesel. If you're talking about
Lex
the
is a
animated
ginger
series,
without red
Vin
hair.
Diesel would be there. But Vin Diesel's just a horrible actor, and
That's why he only says I am Groot. That's the only reason you like him in that role.
I'm sorry, I don't like Vin Diesel at all. Vin Diesel is just, ugh. But
Did he mention Vin Diesel?
oh, The Rock is Black Adam, and so
Yes.
so
that
so
is
let's
tasty.
let's transfer to that. So I'm going to put out a video actually tomorrow, but I'm going to give you a little taste ahead of time about
Give me
Shazam.
some tids and bits.
Give you some tids and bits. I am so looking forward to Shazam.
Yep.
This week, the embargo on the reviewability of Shazam, whatever you want to say, the people had seen the sneak previews of Shazam, and so the embargo on being able to report on it and review it was lifted, which is something they don't normally do at this point. Usually,
Since we have like 3 more weeks.
yeah, it's like
2.5.
3 more weeks. So they lifted this a month before the movie came out, which is not something that is usually done. It's usually closer to the movie, and this shows a lot of confidence in this movie. And every one of the reviews that I've seen so far have been positive. There's only been one that you could even say had any kind of, like, not even a negative, but just like a, kind of thing to about it. Like, oops.
CW is trying to go.
CW is trying to turn it back on. But so, yeah, Shazam is looking like it's going to be phenomenal. And so with Shazam looking that way, here's some interesting things. We don't know a lot about this movie and like what's actually going to be in it. I mean, there's the rumors of the Superman cameo with or without Henry Cavill. We don't know, but there's a lot of cool stuff here. But here's the thing: it's been talked about, but we still don't have an answer, and that is, will we see the rest of the Shazam family, or the Marvel family, as they really should be called,
Shazamly.
in this movie? And here's why I asked the question. Toys started coming out for the movie Shazam. The regular $10 just regular figures, not the multiverse deluxe one from Mattel that I collect. Those figures, all of those figures, not one of them, like, I didn't see on the back of that packaging once Dr. Sivana, who is the villain or whatever. All the things that they have there and that are in stores right now are all the Marvel family, the Shazam family, from Freddy and to was it Darla? I think it is, and just all these, the whole entire family. I can't think of Mary and the rest of them. Those are the characters, and they all come with these really cool little rubber versions of the 7 deadly sins.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about these yesterday.
Yeah, and so, oh my goodness. So does that mean that they're all gonna show up in this film?
Yeah.
If those are the toys, and that's what they are. That's the toys for this movie, is the whole family. So I'm even more excited about the possibilities, because Shazam can give his powers to the other orphans and he does in the story. He can bestow his powers of Shazam upon the others, and so I'm really curious now if we're going to see that. I think that if we do, it's probably going to be more in like a post-credit scene or something like that where he does. And so we see them there.
But it's enough to want to have toys with it.
Yeah. And so because I see set it up because Black Adam is getting his own movie. The Rock is getting his own movie. And then on top of that, then, Dr. Savannah also has, that's the villain for this movie, has the powers of Shazam. He was originally given the powers of Shazam, but he was not going to be the chosen one like Billy Batson was. So I can see them setting up a sequel to Shazam after Black Adam has come out, and Black Adam is said to be fighting Hawkman.
That would be cool.
Oh, and Stargirl, is it Hawkman, Stargirl, and somebody else, but I can't think of who it is. Caleb, did you hear this rumor?
Caleb actually has something that he was trying to say when you
Okay.
you were talking. He said, also, what were your thoughts on the rumored CBS Slam Bradley show I had mentioned? The synopsis says it's a crime drama set in Gotham City. No Batman, unfortunately, but will heavily feature low level GCPD characters: Crispus, Allen, Harvey, Bullock, etc. It will show everyday life in Gotham from the perspective of the normal citizen.
I hadn't heard anything about that. I haven't heard anything about that. I'll say this. I really, just from that synopsis, just hearing that, I really don't want that.
Why? Because Gotham is ending?
Gotham's ending. Gotham has been one thing, trying to get through that and trying to sort out all this stuff before Batman shows up and everything. I don't need another... all right, Skyfrost, we love you. Thanks for hanging out. I don't need another Gotham show, just without Batman to just deal with lower end stuff. Like I that's not something that really interests me, to be honest with you. It's just like this Pennyworth show that's going to come out. That's like the prequel to the prequel. So it's supposed to be about Alfred. When he was younger.
Like his backstory.
Yeah, and Alfred's backstory and everything. It's like, I don't need that either.
Caleb says, as boring as it sounds, I'm a huge Golden Age Slam Bradley fan, so I'm all in on this.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that, man. I just don't.
A dramatic version of Powerless.
I loved Powerless.
Muay Thai Jedi says,
because it was different.
Zach Levi said there is 2 mid-post credit scenes just like Justice League. Black Adam and Shazam. Family Easter eggs, cameos would be dope.
Yeah, so yeah, to finish off my thoughts about Shazam, I really hope that we see the Shazam family in this, and that we get some of those sneak peeks at that, because I think that'd be great, because I would love to see in the sequel to bring back Black Adam, Dr. Sivana to fight the entire Marvel family. And so that you have all these people with similar powers granted by the Wizard, and they're all fighting, together. But yeah, to finish off that Gotham thing, like I said, that's the first that I'm hearing about that, and honestly, that just doesn't grab me right now. Like I said, it's just like the Alfred Pennyworth show. I'm just not. You can grab me, but that doesn't just seem to do anything for me. Now I will say this: Powerless. I was so disappointed that they canceled Powerless.
I know.
That was a fun show, and I love the fact
And
that it was set
he went on to
within
do the
DC
Coke
universe.
commercials, but that's not enough.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that it was set within the DC universe
Yes.
and how it was. I really liked that show, and I am really bummed that they canceled it. When I found out that they weren't even finishing season 1, I was really bummed. But what?
Flash 65 said Green Arrow is not going to be in Crisis on Infinite Earths.
He will be in Crisis on Infinite Earths.
'Cause
That's why they're
'cause
doing 10 episodes.
Yeah, 10 is exactly enough for the crossover.
Caleb said Donnie Wahlberg is being tapped for the title role as a Blue Bloods fan. That sounds cool. And then Muay Thai Jedi says, do you guys think Black Adam should get his own movie first?
It depends. My concern is that they're just giving that to The Rock because it's The Rock.
Yeah.
Right? Like, to me, and I did a whole video about this, and you can find it here on the channel. There's a lot of movies that we've gotten that should have just straight up been what they should, like the Shazam movie. We haven't seen it yet, and it appears to be a great movie and a great setup movie, so that's going to be fine. But who is Shazam's villain? Who is the quintessential Shazam villain?
Black Adam.
Black Adam, right? Why isn't he fighting Black Adam in this? It's just like when we had the Green Lantern movie.
You got your first, you gotta have like a filler villain before you can go against your big bad.
Do you though? Because
But, man, I
that's
feel we
think
got
so.
Zod.
yeah. I mean, that's the mistake though that they made. One of the mistakes that they made with the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie is the fact that they went with Parallax, which made no sense anyways because Parallax is Hal Jordan.
Yep.
So that didn't make any sense. And then you have him fighting a giant fart cloud, and a guy with a
Should've played the
huge
song,
brain.
Oh, I like farts.
Well, okay, and here's the thing: is I like the guy who played Dr. Hector. I can't think of his last name right now, but the guy with the big head, right? I felt that whole prosthesis, that whole look was awful.
Yeah.
So like I didn't feel that he was ever fighting somebody. And the whole time you got this whole buildup of Sinestro that you have at the very end, he steps in, puts on the yellow ring, and all of a sudden he's got the yellow powers, and it's like, yeah, that's what we want to see in the sequel. You're never going to see a sequel.
Yeah.
Thanks. You totally wasted Mark Strong as
Sinestro.
Sinestro. Now Mark Strong's getting a second chance to come back in Shazam and be a villain in the DC universe. So that's another reason why I'm sure he'll do a good job because he did a great job then. But it was totally wasted. What should have happened in that movie is Parallax, what they made Parallax into, should have been a temporary first act villain where Parallax comes after it, Hal Jordan gets recruited, comes to be a part of it, ends up building this relationship with Sinestro, and that they have this whole thing together. And then, all of a sudden, after they beat Parallax, Sinestro is tempted by the yellow ring, puts on the yellow ring, and then Hal Jordan has to fight him, and that's what they should have been. But we never got that, and they do that a lot with these movies that we never get a sequel to, is they don't allow them to have their main characters in it. And that's my only concern about the Shazam thing and about Black Adam thing is that, and it has been up to this point now, like I said, everything looks really good for the Shazam movie right now, so that may not be a well-founded fear for this now. But my concern's been ever since they first announced The Rock as Black Adam and that all of a sudden he was getting his own movie first. It was like, why?
Caleb says, I actually think a Black Adam prequel movie set in Egypt might be cool, especially with Carter and Shayara Hall.
Yes.
As the villain antagonist role might be cool, and when they die, be reincarnated as heroes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what I'm looking forward to because you know who that is. That's Hawkman and
They
Hawkgirl.
started
So
in Egypt.
yeah, so that
Would
now
be cool if
now
they
that we're
bring
getting
that
that
in.
kind of information, that's the kind of thing that I think would do well.
Yeah.
And that is a good idea.
Yeah, not like a sequel to Shazam.
Yeah, to set up Black Adam for who he is. Now the question is though, I don't want Black Adam to be a good guy, right? I mean, and DC has kind of made him into an anti-hero, but he needs to be fighting Shazam when that comes around. So
Or at least like a main villain at the start, and then maybe slowly later in the DC universe.
yeah, like have him turn it around some point where he's better or whatever. So I don't know. I mean, there was talk for a while that Henry Cavill's Superman would show up in a Black Adam movie and they would duke it out. I don't know, but I just hope that I do like the evil Hawkman and Hawkgirl idea and
Would also
to
give
set
us
them up.
expectations for a movie centered around them as heroes.
Yeah, I like that. And I think it'd be a great way to introduce them through the Shazam mythos and all that. Caleb, I'm definitely on board with that. Like I said, my only concern is that I want to see a proper movie with Shazam and Black Adam.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see them waste the opportunity like what happened with that. And the Flash 65, I agree with you. I think The Rock, I think it's a win for DC to have him in. I mean, his problem is, and I just saw the comment.
Muay Thai Jedi said, I mean, The Rock's movies are pretty much making billions nowadays, so why not? He's so good at a bad guy role, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, they're either really good, it seems, or they're really bad. He, for every hit that he has, every once in a while.
There's no in between.
Yeah, every once in a while he'll have, just like something that just really bombs. So I'm really hoping that Black Adam is not one of those movies. But I mean, he's resurrected a lot of franchises. I mean, look, he resurrected Jumanji, which I didn't really want to even like him in Jumanji, because of the original Jumanji with Robin Williams. And so I really didn't want to even like him, but it is what it is now, and I dig it. I don't know how they're going to do a sequel to it with all those characters being video game.
That's what I said. For our movie is for most anticipated and least anticipated of 2019. As I said, I felt like the Jumanji we got last year was good enough, and I feel like we don't need another one.
Yeah, so I don't know how you do that, because because like it's not like The Rock was a character. The Rock was a video game avatar.
Yeah.
So
it's like, what do the same people get sucked back into the same game? Or?
I agree with you, Flash 65. I like how they connected the two Jumanjis, because I was sitting here thinking, how are they gonna mention him as a kid and stuff? So I loved when they went into the video game portion of it, and they had that he was here, and they had it written on a tree and stuff to show that he had lived there and stayed there as long as he did.
Yeah.
Pertaining to his movie.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
So that was good stuff. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of very positive things moving forward. Now, let's talk about, we will not be doing, I'm hoping, Thursday night, we will go see Captain Marvel. We've not seen Captain Marvel yet.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of this. I honestly do not know what to make of this movie. Because
I've heard mixed things about it.
I have heard so many mixed things about this.
Yep.
I have half of my I literally had an argument break out on my Facebook page this week over all my Facebook friends because half of them absolutely detest the new movie, and half of them really, really like it. And the thing is, I'm surprised, because some of the people that I thought would not like the movie, who have now seen the movie, really like the movie. My friend Jordan loves the movie, which I did not expect that at all. And then my friend Noah, who is a huge, and sorry, Noah, if I'm calling you out on my video, but it's what I do now, I guess. But my friend Noah, who is a huge Marvel fan, absolutely hates it. I mean, Noah gives me a hard time about being a DC fan all the time, and he absolutely hates Captain Marvel, thinks it's filled with political, junk and whatever, and yet Jordan comes back with, he doesn't think that it's got any of that in it. So
yeah, and plus one thing that I've been thinking, and a lot of like hardcore Marvel fans have even been saying, is it's like, why is a Thanos snap enough for her to help him, but yet a robot trying to wipe out all the humans wasn't enough, or like an alien invasion wasn't enough for her to come.
she couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
Caleb said it's okay.
It's okay. And Caleb, I saw your thing too, that you said like it's okay, right?
Yeah.
So here's my thing. You know what?
Yeah. I'm not expecting it to be good, and I'm not expecting it to be bad.
Muay Thai Jedi. Oh God. Well, I wasted my gift card on Captain Marvel. Not seeing it again. That's
for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
That's how I feel like I'm gonna be for it. It's like it's gonna be one of those ones where I watch it once and then I don't have to watch it again.
That's how I feel about it. Of course, you know what? Something tells me, like I was joking with somebody, because there's so many movies that, like, usually when I like a movie, everybody else hates it. And if I hate a movie, everybody else loves it. So I have this feeling, because I was a teenager in the 90s, that when people talk about all the stuff that's in there from the 90s and stuff, that there's probably going to be a lot about this movie that I like. But I don't see anything. There's nothing about, the only reason why we didn't go see it, because usually we go see all these movies like right when they come out. The only reason we didn't go see Captain Marvel was not because we were doing some boycott of it or whatever ahead of time, was simply because nothing in the trailer got me so excited where I was like, I got to be there on opening night. And then we didn't have the boys over the weekend. They were all with their other parents. So we were going to wait until we had the boys back together.
We were going to go see it and then see it again with them, and especially if we didn't like it.
Yeah, and so the thing is Landon isn't here until tomorrow night. So and we have stuff going on tomorrow night. So hopefully Thursday we go see it, and you can rest assured that once we see it,
We'll do a review.
we will do a review in detail, and it'll be a spoiler review because by that time it will
It'll
have
be
been
almost
out
a
for
week.
over a week, and so so we'll definitely do a review on it and get to the bottom of it because I just don't know what to make of this film.
Caleb said, I got crap today for saying I thought the original X-Men trilogy was hot garbage, performances aside.
I find that I'm a little more forgiving. I don't find The Last Stand to be as bad as a lot of people do. I'm not saying it's good, but I don't find it to be as bad.
Is that the one with Kevin Bacon?
First Class.
That's First
Oh,
Class.
okay.
First Class is phenomenal. I'm sorry. First Class is,
You put a queen through your head.
oh my gosh. First Class is awesome. Last Stand is was the original Dark Phoenix
Oh,
one
yeah,
back
yeah.
in the day.
Not the
So
Poe Dameron dude.
yeah. So the first X-Men movie, I have all kinds of
He said First Class onward is great.
yes. So the first X-Men movie I have issues with, not for anything else, but my ex-wife would not let me go see that movie. She refused to. That's why I am so blessed to have this woman in my life. You know what? The other one didn't want to be with me anymore, and but this one has graciously accepted my whole nerdness level, and she's a nerd herself. And let me tell you something, guys. You guys see her on the channel, and I know that sometimes she, there's a lot of stuff that she's still learning about different comic book characters, some of the fringe stuff or whatever. And
Caleb's at her loss.
exactly. And I know that there's some like fringe
You guys
stuff
rock.
sometimes that Tiffany doesn't know, but Tiffany wants to learn about those characters or whatever. So when she hears about a character that she's not known about before, like Tiffany's all in, and like she genuinely loves this stuff. She genuinely loves comic books and comic book superhero movies and Star Wars and all those things. And I love that about this woman, because my ex-wife, when X-Men came out, I kept wanting to go see it. I wasn't some big X-Men fan, but I wanted to go see X-Men. Every time we'd get ready to go to the movies, because we were dating at the time, nope, can't go see X-Men, can't go see X-Men, can't go see X-Men. And then I'll remember...
That should have been red flag number one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, really. And so then we were married for just a short time, and then it came out on video, and she rented it and watched it and absolutely loved it. And I was just like... And I never let her live that down, still to this day. But the thing is that it just, it is what it is. But there's some cheesy dialogue in that movie.
I haven't watched those in a long time.
But it's been a while since I've seen them too. But there's some cheesy dialogue in the movie, like the whole storm thing. What happens to a toad when it gets hit by lightning? The same thing that happens to everybody else. Oh, really, Storm? That's some pretty deep...
And they still, what I think is funny is they still make fun of that in the Lego games, in the Lego Marvel games. As though he's just outlined.
Hey, William, what's up, man? What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. I've missed you, man. Well, I hope you enjoy the stream when you have a chance to watch it for sure. But it's good to see you, man. I love you and Braden and what you guys bring to the conversation all the time, and you guys' support and everything. Yeah. So I thought X-Men. I thought the second X-Men was really good. But I agree. Well, see, Caleb, I agree with you that. I take flack too. The first Avengers was the best Avengers.
Did you read the last sentence?
No, what did he say?
He said good but overrated. Wheaton is a hack director who got lucky by having great actors.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. That first Avengers is the best of the Avengers, because I thought the second one with Ultron was dumb. That whole thing was dumb. If that was real, Ultron should have taken over the planet like that. You want to talk about a snap? That should have been Ultron's taking over the planet.
Like I said, it couldn't have been just Thor and Iron Man stopping that.
I do like, though, that Disney, as stupid and little as it was, I like that Ultron quoted Pinocchio.
Yeah, that was cool.
Ain't nobody got strings on me.
But the way that they did that was just dumb. And I'm sorry, and then I'm sorry, but this last Avengers, Avengers Infinity War. Well, hold on, what was this one was
It
three,
went
right?
Avengers, and then it went Age
Ultron.
of Ultron, then Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Yep.
I think Infinity War was overrated.
I like that one a lot.
It was, to me, it was a bunch of jumbled stuff thrown together, to be honest with you. And to me, actually, after the second Avengers movie, I have felt like the even though there has been good Marvel movies, they all feel like commercials for the next movie, to me, and that's a problem for me. And I take a lot of flack for that too, Caleb. So I feel you, bro. Solidarity, man.
One thing that I remember thinking after watching Infinity War is I remember the Russo brothers saying, "Oh yeah, Infinity War is not a part one. It's gonna be like its own thing, and then the next one's gonna pretty much piggyback off that." But I felt like the first one was like a part one. Still.
Yeah.
Caleb said Infinity War will make more sense after Endgame.
Yeah, and that's what.
It wasn't that it didn't make sense to me, though. I didn't feel that it didn't like not make sense to me. I just felt like I didn't understand. What I didn't understand about Infinity War was everybody's emotional response to it. Look,
Yeah.
I get it. It was a touching moment when Spider-Man passes and he turns into dust. I get it, okay? But this whole thing of acting like these people were gone and gone for good, we all know better. I mean, come on, we knew that Spider-Man was already going to have a sequel.
Yeah, and with how much the first Black Panther made, they're not just gonna kill him off after.
Well, exactly. Yeah, Black Panther made over $1 billion and is this huge juggernaut of a movie that is well received by everybody, but especially by the African American community. And you think that they're just gonna kill him off and not bring him back?
There'll be a huge loss for Marvel.
Are we stupid? Do we really think that now? Guardians of the Galaxy. We already knew that there was a third Guardians of the Galaxy planned.
So it's not.
So they're coming back.
It's not just gonna be Rocket.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, come on. So that's what took it out for me because I have not felt that there were any real stakes in the Marvel movies.
And after Endgame, Bucky still has 3 more movies.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing too is I think the Captain America movies are some of the best movies in there. But even Civil War. Civil War. What's that?
I didn't like Civil War.
No, Civil War I have problems with because the first part of Civil War I like, right? Where they're on the run, they're doing all those things and stuff. But then once Civil War starts to kick in and Tony and him start fighting, it makes no sense.
Yeah. One thing that I said is
What? No, Caleb, are you messing with me? Is that a smiley face?
It's the laughing emoji.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that'd have been funny though if David Ayer would, because David Ayer did Suicide Squad. So it'd been funny if they had switched. I just saw that for a second pop up, and I was like,
We
what?
Jedi said Hulk with PTSD after he gets beat up by Thanos didn't work for me.
Yeah, it's just,
yeah.
there was just so many things about that were rough. And the thing is like the big fight sequence at the airport. As cool as that looked, there were no stakes in that fight.
Yeah.
Nobody was going to hurt each other for real. And even the one person that did get hurt, War Machine, by the next movie, he's pretty much okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Pretty much one thing I said after watching Civil War is I said since they came out so close together, it honestly felt like a copy of Batman vs Superman. Is what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
Both
But I didn't feel
two huge heroes of both franchises going together. Society hates one superhero over the other.
Yeah.
And then they introduced 2 new characters in both movies.
I just didn't feel Civil War was as good as Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
It's my opinion, but
It honestly felt like a copy to me.
yeah, but I mean, but the Spider-Man, stuff in there, was
I like
great.
the Spider-Man stuff in there.
Visually, the airport scene was great.
Yep.
But like they even make reference to the fact that they're pulling their punches because nobody wants to hurt each other because they're all friends and they're not really going to fight.
And one thing I saw people point out after Black Panther came out was if he was Black Panther in Civil War and Black Panther takes place after Civil War, then how would he already have the Black Panther powers if he gets them in Black Panther?
Well, my friend Jordan also brings up the fact that like in the movie Black Panther, the Black Panther's pretty much overrated too because in that movie, even though that's probably got one of the best villains of all of the Marvel movies in the MCU, the thing is like there's no repercussions. Like he loses his powers, he just gets them back.
Yeah.
Like there's no fighting for it like a lot of the other movies.
Like at the beginning, it felt like it's like a one and only like exclusive thing.
There's no final sacrifice. I think.
Caleb said Captain America should have killed Iron Man in self-defense. That would have raised the stakes immensely and thrown everyone for a loop.
Yep.
And Flash 65 said I heard they're making a Black Widow movie.
They are making a Black Widow movie, and I think it's probably a little too late.
I was actually
I don't
telling
know.
you this earlier, as I feel like they're doing it too late because they saw that Wonder Woman did good, and they didn't want to take that chance back then.
do that.
Yeah.
See, oh yeah, Wonder Woman did good, so we're gonna do good also.
Yeah, and this whole thing, it's kind of ticking me off because this whole thing of them acting like Captain Marvel broke all this new ground because it's a female-led movie and blah blah blah, and I get it. So it's done really well, but you know what?
Wonder Woman.
Look, Wonder Woman came off the heels of a disappointing movie to the general public. It wasn't disappointing to me because I'm a DC fan.
Did that come out after BVS or after Justice League?
It came out after BVS.
BVS, okay.
Yeah, after BVS. So the thing is
BVS
that
DOJ.
so it's not like it had this amazing movie to lead into it where everybody was like, we have to go see Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, Wonder Woman's coming out. Okay, let's check that out. And so Wonder Woman did that well. Everybody was gonna go see Captain Marvel, regardless if it was good, bad, how it got reviewed, whatever, because of its tie-in to Endgame.
Yeah, because of the post-credit scene of Infinity War.
Period. So you can't judge it by that. And I think that Wonder Woman still to this day has done more as far as being a better female-led movie. And I haven't even seen the other one.
I love her music too.
But you know,
Caleb said Avengers 3 should have been called Most Wanted, seeing them pitted against each other, then at the end Thanos just shows up and wrecks some folks.
that'd been fine with me. But yeah, so I just haven't felt like that there's been any real stakes. Well, and then the whole thing of Tony still wanting to kill Bucky, even though he knew that Bucky was mind controlled and wasn't able to control his actions.
He had someone to blame for his parents' death. I think that's what that was. Is he needed something or someone to be able to put that on.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
Apparently, Tony and Captain America were on good terms after Civil War, and then Infinity War, they're back and fighting together again.
Yeah.
So it's like,
make up your mind.
Yeah. It is what it is. You know.
Well, now he's stuck in space, and we don't know what's going to happen to him. So.
Exactly.
So what?
Will he survive? We don't know. So those are.
Not because he wants to retire that role.
There you go. So those are some of the things that have been happening in nerd news this week.
In the nerd news.
And so I did troll some of my friends this week because they mentioned the fact that they were seeing Captain Marvel, and I trolled them saying, "Oh, but Captain Marvel doesn't come out for another month." They said, and the one guy says, "Well, I'm actually sitting in the theater right now waiting for it to start," and I'm like, "Nope, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Captain Marvel doesn't come out for another month." And he's like, "Dude, I bought my tickets. I'm sitting right here." And then some other friends who were going to see it on Saturday, they chimed into that same thread and said, What are you talking about, Enosh? Like, because people know that I know that I'm up on this stuff, right? And they're like, you didn't know that Captain Marvel came out this weekend? Wow, Enosh, we're really surprised. And I'm like, no, Captain Marvel doesn't come out this weekend. Captain Marvel comes out in April. And they're like, wow, we know something that you don't know. And I'm like, finally, I was just like, look, I'm messing with you. The real Captain Marvel comes out in April. Shazam, baby. He's the real Captain Marvel, hands down.
Oh, the will
I don't care.
Please stand up.
I don't care about this loophole with Marvel. What they did, you know, it is what it is. So
Caleb says phone again. Bye.
yeah. So we're gonna get going too. But hey, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's always such a pleasure to be with you guys, and we really appreciate you. And then everybody who catches the live stream later, we appreciate you. The Flash 65. Exactly. No, you hit it right there, man. So
Money in the nose.
You hit the money on the nose. That's a private joke that I said something wrong once, and she got me with. She got me good, but that's all right. That's all right. That's all right because ask Tiffany what she feels about
Butterfly Effect.
Butterfly Effect. And she's got a couple of them. We were watching Butterfly Effect.
4.
No. 3, and we were joking about that the 4th one would be coming out, and she called it Blecka Flecka 4. So now every time we talk about it, I can say, hey, what do you want to watch? Let's watch Blecka Flecka 4. How about that? And then she was really tired one night, and she was talking about how one of her favorite shows is Full House, and they were coming out with Fuller House at the time.
That's right.
And so she started singing the song like she used to sing it. What did you used to say when you were a kid?
Whatever happened to Addictabenatine?
I have no idea what Addictabenatine is.
But you put it on a book for me.
But I did. I made one of those personalized books, and it was the story. It was our story, and it's called Whatever Happened to Addictabenatine.
The Milkman, the Paperboy, and even TV.
There you go. But hey guys, thank you so much for joining us. We love each and every one of you, and we appreciate your support for sure. We got some cool stuff planned, so look for that this week. Some cool new videos and some things that I think that you will all enjoy. All right, guys. No Orville this week, but maybe we'll try to jump on or something.
Orville next week.
What's that?
We'll Flash and Orville next week.
Yep. Yeah. So we got Flash and Orville next week. So that's what's going on. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate all of your support and everything you guys do to show your appreciation for the channel. Remember, if you don't like us yet on Facebook or on Instagram or Twitter, please go do that. You can find us there and.
Hit the notifications bell and the subscribe. That way you know when things are coming out.
And I will say this, I won...
Tinash, how often do you do videos?
We do videos like almost every single day. So I will say this though too, like the saga of Warner Brothers copyright claiming stuff goes on and on and on and still makes no sense. This week I had one that totally blew me away, and that is we actually had a reaction video that they did a claim on, and they dropped the claim after I disputed it, and because I told him exactly what I thought of it, and I was like, they actually, because usually Warner Brothers does not drop copyright claims on those types of videos. No, they've dropped like videos like this when we've done it with the Flash, but reaction videos for some reason, doesn't matter if it's about the Flash and TV shows or if it's their movies. If it was it wasn't, was it I think it was Detective Pikachu. They hit us with a copyright claim on it, so I fought that one, and they dropped the claim, and I was like, "Whoa!" They dropped the claim. So then, of course, I get hit with another one for our latest Shazam trailer review, and I disputed that one. And just today, that came back and said, it said the exact same thing. It's the same exact type of video, people. It makes no sense. How is it that one gets dropped and another one doesn't get dropped? I don't get it, but. So they didn't drop this one. They kept it. So I never know. It's frustrating sometimes because I know Soy-Based Jeremy was bringing up the fact of like, and somebody mentioned, asked us if we make any money off of our videos, and the thing is we make a little bit, but I mean we don't have a huge amount of money coming in. It's not like we're doing this for a living, but every little bit helps, and so it's really frustrating to see a video get up to like, say, like 35,000 views, and then watch WB come in and take all that, that what little bit of revenue that we would have had. So it's just frustrating. The final thing of the night before we leave, since Andrew just popped in. What's up, Andrew? Good to see you. So glad that you could join us here at the end. You can watch the rest of the stream on the replay. Who's better, Godspeed or the Flash?
Powers-wise, I'd say the Flash. But speed-wise, in his name, I'd say Godspeed.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
He can be in two different places at once.
The fact that he's so, which brings the fact of the thought, like, the Flash always talks about how he's the fastest man alive.
Godspeed is technically the fastest person in DC right now.
Yeah, so, but the Flash always seems to find a way to overcome.
Yep.
And that's the thing, is like, there may be somebody faster than him for a time,
yep. But
you know what? Barry always ends up usually digging down deep and finding something new about himself that he didn't know before, and a power that he didn't know before. So,
the power of knowledge.
Like what was said in last week's episode of Riverdale, is they said you may be outnumbered or like outsmarted, but you can still outwit the other person.
Mm-hmm.
still think the other person.
There you go. So, but Godspeed is a really cool character, and I can't wait to see him on the CW and on the Flash. All right, guys. Until next time, my name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, along with the lovely
Tiftastic.
and of course
Isaac Juan Kenobi.
just saying, hey, keep running, keep nerding out, keep being who you are, because that's who God made you to be. And you know what? God made us nerds, and I like to think that if the Bible says that God made us in His image, then God's kind of a nerd too. That's not sacrilegious. That's just stating the obvious. All right, guys. We don't know what Thawne's plan is, but I can't wait to find out next week. Hopefully, I'll get a little bit more light shed on that for sure. All right, guys. We will see you next week. Rock on.